that was compiled by Ms. Maria Elizabeth Pretorius, who's already testified regarding a VW Polo Vivo 1.4, registration number CM42HKGP.
Yes, my lord.
If we can turn to page 46 of the report at 1857.
Yes, my lord.
1857. And
18.
Yes,
What?
1857 and 29 seconds on the 26th.
Correct, my lord.
October.
Correct, my
It's
lord.
Ship number 74.
Yes, my lord, I'm here.
Yes.
I am on the relevant page, my lord.
Ms. Pretorius testified that the tracker report shows that the vehicle arrives at this address mentioned in the fifth column. You can just put that on record.
Fifth column. So the entry, my lord, let me start with the entry of 1857, 29 seconds. The location, it's Kutlwano Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa.
Isikhathi la esibhaliwe ngu-1857-29 ikheli Kutlwanong Street ephosphorus.
Yes.
Yes, and on page 47 at 2046, 13 seconds is the first entry on page 47.
Yes, my lord, at 2046, 13 seconds, the location is Kutlwano Street, Phosphorus, and the ignition was on of the vehicle.
Ngazo i-26/10/2014 isikhathi u-2046-13 ikheli Kutlwanong Street phosphorus ethi-ke imoto yayiduma.
And 2049 and 41 seconds.
So 2049, 41 seconds, my lord, the vehicle is still, in terms of the location, at Kutlwano Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa, and then the status, it says moving, so the vehicle was in motion, my lord.
Bese kuthi isikhathi ngo-2049 ama-seconds awu-41 imoto isasekhona-ke eKutlwanong Street ephosphorus Gauteng eSouth Africa ithi-ke manje mayichaza-ke ithi iyahamba.
And the entry just above that one that you've just placed on record at 2049-30, just place that on record as well.
Yes, my lord, time is 2049, 30 seconds, location, it's Lisedi Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa, and the status, it says moving.
Bese kuthi isikhathi ngo-2049 ama-seconds awu-30 Lisedi Street ephosphorus Gauteng eSouth Africa ithi imoto iyahamba.
So as testified to by Ms. Pretorius, at 2049-41, the vehicle returns to the Kutlwano Street address, the crime scene,
And that is page, my lord.
and on page 47, the entry that we've just placed on record before the Lisedi Street entry.
Yes, yes, my lord.
Thank you. Then at 2057, 30 seconds.
Yes, my lord. At 2057, 30 second, the location of the vehicle was Sam Sikoti Avenue, Phosphorus, and the status of the vehicle says moving.
Bese kuthi ngo-2057 ama-seconds awu-30 indawo Semsikwati Avenue Phosphorus ithi-ke imoto iyahamba.
And at 21:04:09,
At 21:04:09 seconds, my lord, the location is still Semsikwati Avenue, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa. The status, it says ignition off, motion and then ignition off.
Bese kuthi ngo-20:04:09 indawo iSemsikwati Avenue ePhosphorus ithi-ke imoto ayidumi.
and this Semsikwati Avenue, where is it?
It's in Phosphorus, my lord.
Where in
Sorry,
Phosphorus?
sir.
I'm not, I only know that it's in
It's
Phosphorus.
fine, it's already on record that it's at clinics.
iSemsikwati-ke isePhosphorus ukuthi kuphi nendawo ePhosphorus angazi ngiyazi nje ukuthi isePhosphorus.
I do know that it's close to the clinic, my lord, but I'm saying in precision because I've never stayed there. But it's close to the clinic, very next to the clinic.
Engikwaziyo ukuthi iseduze neclinic.
Yes, and it shows that the vehicle stays there from 21:04:09 until 23:12:16. And what is the status there? It displays that entry and record.
Just saying.
It's the
What-
first page on page 48.
Page 40.
Page 48, first entry.
The first entry.
Yes,
So
at
at
23:12:16.
Yes, at 23:12:16, the location is still the same, my lord, same Sikwati Avenue, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa. The vehicle is now moving, the status.
Bese kuthi-ke ngo-23:12 ama-seconds awu-16 isekhona lapho-ke imoto eSemsikwati Avenue ePhosphorus bese ithi-ke imoto iyahamba.
And at 23:22:10,
At 23:12:10, the location is Kutlwano Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa, and it says ignition off.
Bese kuthi ngo-23:22 ama-seconds awu-10 indawo uKutlwanong Street ePhosphorus ithi-ke imoto ayidumi.
This location, my lord, I know is the one of the crime scene, so it means the vehicle went back to the crime scene, my lord.
Ngikwaziyo-ke ukuthi-ke leli kheli leli-ke indawo yesigameko okusho ukuthi-ke imoto yabuyela khona-ke indawo yesigameko.
and Mr. Torres has testified that the vehicle stayed there as per the reports of the tracker movement of the vehicle up until 02/1959.
On
And
page,
what was the status on page 49?
at 02:19,
Yes, 02/1959.
yes, at 02:19:59, my lord, the vehicle was still at Kutlwano Street in Phosphorus, and then the ignition was then switched on.
Bese kuthi-ke noma-ke yaba lapho-ke kwaze kwashaya-ke ihora lesibini eNtathabusa isikhathi 02/1959 isasekutlwanong Street Phosphorus ithi-ke imoto iyaduma.
Yes, and then because then the entry just below that, my lord, indicates or shows that the vehicle was then, after it was switched on, it starts moving, because the next entry is 02:21:16 seconds, and then the location is no longer Kutlwano Street, it's Muache Street, Phosphorus, and the status, it says moving, so he was moving from that time.
Ngoba-ke uma ubheka-ke ngenzansi-ke kwalokho nanjengoba ishilo-ke ukuthi imoto iyaduma, uma ubheka ngo-02/21:16 ayisatshengisi-ke iKutlwanong Street kodwa sekuyi-Muache Street ePhosphorus.
So in other words, as Mr. Torres testified that the vehicle returned to the crime scene in Kutlwano Street and was there from 23:22:10 until 02:19. Do you have any comment to profile on the version of that was put regarding Mr. Longwe, that was put by Mr. Ngomezulu? It's just a period of just under 3 hours.
Yeah, my lord, I don't want to be seen to be speculating, but one will assume that if somebody is injured, especially from the crime scene, and then returning back to the crime scene, one would have expected to find some blood, because at least that's what we can rely on, that there was some blood found at the crime scene. So if for some reason they miss it the first time, and then the same person then goes back the second time and stays there for a period of more than 2 hours, it's very peculiar that there will be no blood drops found, at least, to show that there was some blood that matches him or that was foreign for that matter.
Ingabe khona ke office ukusho ke mayelana ke naloko khulunyubeke ngayo ulongwethwala uma ubheka ke lesikhathi ke semahora amathathu ke angifuni ke ukubonakala njengomuntu ocabangelayo ke, kodwa uma kuwukuthi ke ngempela ke lokho kwakunjalo ke ubungalindela ukuthi mhlambe uma belingekho ke ihlandla lokuqala, uma esephinde ebuya futhi ke lingaba khona ke kungaba khona okungatholakala noma lingaba khona igazi elingatholakala.
Then on the 27th at 02:41:37, the vehicle is at Grasville Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg,
What page, my lord, is it?
page 50.
Yes, at 02:41:37 seconds, my lord. The vehicle is, the location is Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, and the ignition was then switched off.
Oh, okay. Bese kuthi ngo-02:41:37 Grasville Crescent, Lived and Vrede, eGoli, ila imoto yayingadumi khona.
Now, this address, my lord, in Lived and Vrede, because I also picked it up during the course of the investigation, is where the deceased was residing with his girlfriend then, Ms. Kelly Kumalo. It's apartments, so that's where they were renting.
Futhi ke leli noma le ndawo ke ebhaliwe ke lana uLived and Vrede indawo ke la khona uma ufike naloyo ke owayethandana naye ngaleso sikhathi uMiss Kelly Khumalo babehlala khona.
Yes, we see that the vehicle stayed there up until 03:41:20. If you can just place that on record, 49:20.
Yes, at 03:49:20, my lord, the location is Grasville Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, and the status motion ignition off. Then it says GPS unlocked, my lord.
Ngo-03:49:20 indawo ke uGrasville Crescent, Lived and Vrede eGoli, ithi ke imoto ke ayidumi yabe kusebhala ke uGPS unlock.
Then at 03:56:22,
Oh, 03:52.
56. 03:56:22.
Yes, my lord. At 03:56:22 seconds, the location is Sleep View Road, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa. The status moving.
Bese kuthi isikhathi ngo-3:56 ama-seconds awu-22 imoto ise-Clip View Road, Lived and Vrede, ithi iyahamba noma yayihamba.
And in fact, just the entry above that at 03:55:38, just place that on record as well.
Yes, at 03:55:38 seconds, the location, my lord, it says still Grasville Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa. It also says moving.
Bese kuthi 03:55:38 seyona ke Grasville Crescent, Lived and Vrede, ithi iyahamba noma yayihamba.
Thank you. Then at 04:03:21,
Then at 040321, my lord, the location is Heidelberg Place, Glen Vista, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa. It says ignition off.
0423 ama-seconds awu-21 Heidelberg Place eGlen Vista ithi-ke imoto ayidumi.
Were you able to establish during the investigation as to who lives at this address?
Yes, this is the property belonging to Mr. Longes Twala's. It used to be the property belonging to Mr. Longes Twala's father, my lord. So he was residing there at the time. So it's a property, it's a family property, my lord.
Ngathola-ke kuphenywa ukuthi kwakuyindawo kabani-ke lena kwakuyindawo kababa wakhe-ke uLongo Twala ngaleso sikhathi leso le ethi Heidelberg Place eGlen Vista.
Then at 0726, maybe just the entry before that, 071517.
Okay, at 071517, my lord, the location is Kumisa Street, Glen Vista, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, and the status moving.
071517 indawo PR it's Bruinosa Street eGlen Vista ithi imoto iyahamba.
And at 072608,
Oh 07
072608.
08.
Yes. Is the third entry from the
Yes,
top?
yes, I've got it, my lord. 0726 08 seconds. The location is KB Bella Road, Malbertin, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa. Then the ignition was switched off, my lord.
Isikhathi 0726 ama-seconds awu-8 iKB Bella Road eMalbertin ithi-ke imoto yayingadumi.
At 072805,
Then at 072805, the location is still KB Bella Road, Malbertin, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, and then it says ignition on.
Bese kuthi 0728 ama-seconds awu-5 ikheli kuseyi-KB Bella Road eMalbertin eGoli eGauteng eSouth Africa ithi imoto iyaduma.
then still on the 27th of October at 074026, the first entry on page 54.
At 0740 26 seconds, my lord, the location is Heidelberg Place, Glen Vista, Gauteng, South Africa, and that it says ignition off.
Bese kuthi ngo-074026 indawo-ke Heidelberg Place eGlen Vista eGoli eGauteng eSouth Africa imoto ayidumi.
Then at 080640 is the first entry there, trip 88.
Yes, 060640, my lord, the location is still at Heidelberg Place, Glen Vista, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, then it says ignition on.
Bese kuthi ngo-086 ama-seconds awu-40 indawo eHeidelberg Place eGlen Vista eJohannesburg eGauteng eSouth Africa imoto iyaduma.
And at 081434,
At 081434, my lord, the location is Grasfull Crescent, Linden Vrede, Johannesburg, Gauteng. It says moving, my lord.
Bese kuthi ngo-081434 indawo eGrasfull Crescent Liefde en Vrede eJohannesburg eGauteng eSouth Africa ithi imoto iyahamba.
and at 081531,
It's, yes, at 081531, my lord, it still says Grasfull Crescent, Liefde en Vrede, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, and then it says the status ignition off.
0815 ama-seconds awu-31 indawo kusey Graswell Crescent elifte and Vrede Johannesburg eSouth Africa ithi ignition or imoto ayidumi.
And at 08:16:36,
Yes, at 08:16:36, the location is still Grootval Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, South Africa, ignition on.
0816 ama-seconds awu-36 indawo ke kuseyiyona-ke iGraswell Crescent elifte and Vrede imoto iyaduma.
at 08:17:16, an entry just below the previous one.
It at 08:17:16 seconds, my lord, is still the same location, Graswell Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa.
08:17:16 indawo ke kuseyiyona iGraswell Crescent elifte and Vrede imoto futhi-ke iyaduma.
Yes. And at 08:23:38,
At 03:23:38, the location is Foster Avenue, Glen Vista, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, my lord. The vehicle is moving, the status.
08:23:38 indawo iFoster Avenue Glen Vista eGoli eGauteng eSouth Africa imoto iyahamba.
and on page 57, the third entry from the top, 09:05:24.
At 09:05:24 seconds, my lord, the location is Heidelberg Place, Glen Vista, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa. Status ignition off.
Bese kuthi ngo-09:05:24 ama-seconds Heidelberg Place eGlen Vista eJohannesburg eGauteng eSouth Africa imoto ayidumi.
And at 09:19:58,
At 09:19:58 second, the location is Thaba Bosigo Avenue, Glen Vista, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa. The status moving.
Ngo-9:19 ama-seconds awu-58 indawo iThaba Bosigo Avenue eGlen Vista eGoli eGauteng eSouth Africa ithi imoto iyahamba.
and at 09:27:20,
At 09:27:20 seconds, the status is Graswell Crescent, Lived and Vrede, Johannesburg, Gauteng, South Africa, and the status is moving, my lord.
9:27:20 indawo iGraswell Crescent Livde and Vrede eJohannesburg eGauteng imoto iyahamba.
and at 09:52:32 on page 58.
At 09:52:32 seconds, my lord, the location is Kutwanong Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa. It says status moving, my lord.
9:52 ama-seconds awu-32 indawo sekutshwanong Street eFosleras imoto iyahamba.
At 09:53:08,
At 09:53:08 seconds, the location is still Kutwanong Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa, my lord. The ignition was switched off.
Ngo-09:53:08 indawo kuseyiyona-ke ikutshwanong Street eFosleras ithi-ke imoto yayingadumi lapho.
and at 16:32:27,
At 16:32:27 seconds, the location was still Kutwanong Street, Phosphorus, Gauteng, South Africa. Then it says stop, GPS unlocked, my lord.
16:32 ama-seconds awu-27 isesekhona-ke ekutshwanong Street eFosleras ithi-ke lapho-ke imoto yayimile khona-ke base kwabhalwa-ke u-GPS unlock.
and at 16:34:38,
At 16:34:38 seconds, the location, my lord, is Brickfield Road, Spread View, Katlehong, Gauteng, South Africa. the status it's moving.
Bese kuthi ngo-16:34:38 indawo-ke i-Brickfield Road, Esprit View, eKatlehong, imoto iyahamba.
So Ms. Pretorius testified that the vehicle was at Kutlwano Street, Vosloorus, from 09:52:32 seconds until 16:32:27, a period of just under 6.5 hours.
That is correct. According to the register, my lord, I mean this exhibit, my lord, that's what it says.
Ushilo-ke umama-ke lona-ke ufuna ubufakazi-ke mayelana nayo-ke i-tracker ukuthi-ke usuka ngaye u-9:52:32 kuyofika-ke ngo-16:32:27 kwakuwamahora-ke ayisithupha anesigamu imoto-ke eyayilapho. Yebo-ke uma ngibheka lapha kuyiqiniso lokho.
Now, given the movement of this vehicle and the time that it had spent at the crime scene on the 27th, that period of just under 6.5 hours, what is your comment regarding this version that was proffered by Mr. Mgomezulu regarding Mr. Longwe Twala?
My lord, like I said earlier, you would have expected some form of blood left there, or at least someone, my lord, who would have said in the form of a statement that they've seen Mr. Longwe, injured, or even on the same day of the incident, my lord. I've said it in my evidence, earlier, that even on the same day of the incident, there is no statement in the docket of anybody who says Mr. Longwe was shot, be it by himself or by any other person. The only person who was shot, which was a fatal shot, my lord, was the deceased. The next person who sustained some injuries, and I saw that in the statement, was Zandi, and somewhere I think next or on your legs, but still it was not a significant injury because there were no blood drops. It was just minor injury during the struggle, my lord. But there is no evidence that I found in the docket which suggests that Mr. Longwe Twala was injured on the 26th of October 2014.
Akukho ubufakazi ngakuthola-ke kulona-ke idokodo noma kunomuntu owasho ukuthi ngambona-ke elimele kulongwe Twala-ke noma nje kungalindela mhlampe-ke ukuthi-ke ungathola-ke kube negazi-ke elisalayo khona lapho. Akukho nje engakuthola-ke ukuthi-ke ulongwe wayelimale noma-ke wadutshulwa. Umuntu-ke owadubuleka-ke ngalela lapho kwakuyena-ke umufi, nokunye futhi engikubonile kulona-ke idokodo ukuthi omunye-ke owalimala-ke kwakuyena uZandi Lophumayo.
Sorry, my lord, but in addition to that, like I said earlier as well, my lord, at the crime scene, the only evidence that is in the docket, insofar as the firearm that was used, is a 9mm and not a revolver.
Okunye futhi-ke ubufakazi-ke bokuthi-ke isiphi-ke isibhamu esasetshenziswa-ke kwindawo-ke yesigameko kwakuyi-9mm kungasiyona i-revolver.
Thank you. Just to come back to one aspect that you touched on Friday, and that...
Sorry, I'm sorry, just before it escapes me, before you straddle it, did Mr. Longwe Twala make a statement?
Yes, he did. He made more than one statement in the docket, my lord.
This is not evidence, but did he ever mention in his statement that he was shot?
No, he didn't, my lord. Neither are any of the people who were with him in the house. They never said he was shot, my lord.
Ingabe uLongwe Twala wasenza yini istatement? Yebo wasenza, futhi akazange enze nje istatement esodwa. Inkantolo ifuna ukwazi-ke kwi-statement lezo azenza-ke khona-ke la asho khona-ke ukuthi yena wadutshulwa yini. Cha, akukho, abekho futhi nabantu abashoyo kulabo ababekhona endlini ukuthi uLongwe Twala wadutshulwa.
And are you aware as to how many statements Mr. Longwe Twala deposed to?
My lord, I think it could be 3 or more, but it's definitely more than 2. I think it's 3 more statements. Maximum, it will not be less than 3, my lord, so far as the statements that he made.
Istatement azenza-ke ngaba intathu-ke noma ngaphezulu-ke kwalezo-ke ngiyazi kodwa ukuthi wenze nje istatement eqeleke kweyimbili.
Thank you. you. Then just to come back to the issue that you touched on Friday, and that's regarding the application for the Section 205, on which the investigating team and Lieutenant Colonel Stein worked on. You have placed on record that this information was applied on a certain date. If you can just place on record again as to when that information that was put at your disposal, the Section 205 of accused number 3's phone, as to when it was applied for, and,
Yes.
and the reference numbers.
Yes, my lord. The date, my lord, it's 07 October 2015. The time is 11:22, 29 seconds, and the reference number is GP JHB 58 of 10 2015, my lord. Yes.
Lana-ke umbuzo ukuthi-ke uma ungachaza-ke i-date-ke ukuthi-ke isicelo lesike se-205-ke senziwa nini-ke i-date ebhaliwe lana u-7 October 2015 kuyasho ukuthi lokho kwakwenzelwa-ke uphenyo, futhi-ke ne-reference number ebhaliwe-ke u-GPJHB 5810 2015.
And the period?
The period was requested from
No, I think I'm leaving it with it.
the period requested from my lord. It's 15 November 2014 till 25 January 2015. Sorry, so it's 15 November 2014 to 25 Jan 2015.
Isikhathi-ke lokhu okwaphelelwa sona-ke kwakuyisikhathi kusuka nge-15 kaNovember 2014 kuyofika-ke nge-25 January 2015.
And the case ID?
The case ID, my lord, it's 621243.
Lokho kubizwa ngokuthi-ke i-case ID u-621243.
And the number in respect of which an application was made?
The number in question, my lord, it's 27727668 and that is a number that was linked to accused number 3, my lord.
Futhi-ke inamba-ke lokhu okwakwenzelwa noma lesicelo esasifakela yona-ke u-27727668 inamba-ke leyo ehlanganiswa naye-ke umsolo wesithathu.
And with reference to Exhibit Triple G in brackets 1, the Section 205 of the same number, you can just place on record the date on which an application was made for the Section 205.
The date for this application, my lord, is 5 March 2015. Yes, 5 March 2015, my lord.
I-date-ke lesi sicelo 5 March 2015.
And the TSU reference number?
The TSU reference number, my lord, it's GP JHB 50/03/2015.
Bese kuthi-ke i-TSU reference number u-GP JHB 50/03/2015.
And the case ID?
The case ID, my lord, it's 577930.
577930 iyona-ke leyo i-case ID.
And this cell phone number in respect of which an application was made.
Yes, it is the same number that is associated with accused 3, my lord, 27, the number is 2772-766-8169.
Kuseyiyona-ke inamba leyo bengishilo ukuthi ihlanganiswa naye-ke umsolo wesithathu eku-277276688169.
And who was the requester of the information? The Section 205 records in both instances.
Just want to check.
Yes, we've already placed it on record on Friday. So
Yeah, my lord, I'm just not sure whether it was Constable Lamin or Sergeant Masondo, but it's one of
Yes.
the two. I just wanted to find the relevant page, my lord.
yes, thank you.
Angisazi-ke noma ngisakhumbula ukuthi kwakuyena Constable Dlamini noma uMasondo, ingakho-ke ngibheka ukuqiniseka ukuthi kwakuyimuphi-ke kuyena okuyena owenza lesi sicelo.
But it will be either of the two, my lord.
Kodwa omunye walabo babili.
Now, you testify that Exhibit G1 was not made available to you, correct? Only the Section 205 commencing as you've placed on record on the 14th of November.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Bengishilo
2014.
kodwa ukuthi-ke leso sicelo leso noma-ke lowo exhibit lelo-ke ngangingenalo-ke kumina.
Now, if one looks at Exhibit G1, the Section 205, is it of any significance?
Yes, it is of significance, my lord, because it covers the period when this incident took place. In other words, the 26th of October 2014. And the number associated with accused 3 is located in Phosphorus on that specific day, my lord.
Yebo-ke kwakubalulekile noma kusemqoka-ke mayelana nalekuqala-ke ngoba-ke ifaka sona-ke leso sikhathi leso sokwenzeka-ke kwalesi sigameko u-October 2014, futhi-ke inamba lena-ke ehlanganiswa naye-ke umsolo wesithathu-ke yatholakala noma yayitholakala-ke ephosphorus ngalelo langa lelo.
You've also on Friday already referred to the communication as identified by Lieutenant Colonel Hose between accused number 3 and 5
That is correct, my lord.
during that period.
Bese ngikhulumile-ke ngolesihlanu ngokuxhumanako kwakukhona-ke phakathi kwakhe-ke umsolo wesithathu kanye nowesihlanu.
If we can then turn to one aspect. It's Exhibit S. And it's photo number 38.
Yes, my lord.
We also wish to refer you to Exhibit DD5, that is the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Halls, on page 21 thereof. Unfortunately, we don't have the electronic version of this page. That is the download of the cell phone of accused number 2.
That is correct, my lord.
Download of accused number?
2. Cell phone.
Lana-ke kuthalena imininingwane noma ama-download-ke e-cellphone yakhe umsola wesibili.
What is your comment regarding that picture as appears on the downloads of the phone of accused number 2 and the photo on the screen, photo 38 of Exhibit S?
My lord, the photo in paragraph 17.9.1 on the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel House contains a similar picture. It's now gone. That photo number 38. I just need to get to it now. Yes. Yes. So that is the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel House, my lord, on paragraph 17.9.1. It contains, you can see a rifle, a black rifle with a pistol, a semi-automatic in a seat of a car. Now the same picture, my lord, was found in the downloads of the cell phone that was associated with accused 3.
Lesi sithombe lana ke kuno paragraph 17.9.1 lesi sithombe lesi ke uyabona ke isithombe ke se rifle ke kanye futhi ke ne pistol lesi sithombe lesi satholwa ke uma kwenziwa ke i-download ye phone yakhe ke umsolo wesithathu.
So there are similar photos, my lord.
Ithombe ifanayo.
And we just want to show you page 22 of Lieutenant Kho's affidavit. What is your comment?
Page 22. Yes, so page 22 of Colonel Ho's affidavit, it's paragraph 17.9.2, my lord. It's the same. It's the same picture of a rifle, a semi-automatic or full automatic rifle. It looks like an R5 in my observation, and a black pistol. The R5 is also black with a black pistol in the seat of a vehicle. And I'm saying, my lord, this picture is also found in the downloads, and that is specifically picture number 38 in the downloads of a cell phone associated with accused 3, my lord.
Lana ke ku 17.9.2 ke na ke uLieutenant Colonel House uthola ke isithombe laphana mina ke kubukala ungathi ke i-R5 laphana kanye futhi ke ne pistol sihlaleni ke semoto futhi ke lesi sithombe lesi siyatholakala ke ku-download yawo makhalekhukhwini ohlanganiswa nomsolo wesithathu.
Yes, on the left-hand side is the download of the phone of accused number 2. There's a blue arrow.
Yes, the pictures are the same, my lord. Like
Photo,
I've said.
yeah, sorry, it's photo 38. They've just been put side by side.
Yes, the pictures are the same, my lord. I had the privilege to see them even prior to this. The photos on the downloads of accused 2, this particular photo, as well as the one that was found, photo 38 of accused number 3's cell or phone associated with him, they are the same, my lord.
Le ithombe ke ifanayo benalo ke ithuba lokuthi ngiyibone ke nangaphambi kwalokho lesi sithombe ke su-38 siyatholakala futhi ke nakuma-download kumakhalekhukhwini ohlanganiswa nayo umsolo wesithathu.
Just place the dates there on record as per photo 38 of Exhibit S.
On photo 38, it says IFG 2014-05-27, then it says the date man is 2014-05-27.
Date here la 2014-05-27.
As a good please, my lord, will this be an appropriate time to take the normal storage?
Okay. 15 minutes.
paragraph 17.9.1 of exhibit DD5. So it's exhibit DD5, paragraph 17.9.1 on page 21 of the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Holtz. It's also on the screen.
Yes, my lord. Paragraph 17.9.1 reads as follows: another picture of firearms that was deleted and recovered by downloads. Page, yeah, page 1863 of 5471.
Esinye isithombe-ke seyibhamu naso-ke sasisuliweke kodwa-ke satholakala-ke ngawo ama-download page 1863 wama-page awu-5471.
So according to the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Holtz, this picture was deleted on the phone of accused number 2 and recovered
Correct, my lord.
later.
Ngofakazi bakhe-ke post lesi sithombe sasingasekho-ke sesisuliweke kodwa satholakala-ke ngama-download.
Thank you. Now, if we can come back to the cell phone of accused number 2, it was put to Sergeant Mohani that his cell phone was confiscated upon his arrest. Could you find any evidence that a cell phone belonging to accused number 2 was confiscated during arrest?
No, I could not find such, my lord.
Okunye futhi-ke uma singabuyela futhi-ke ukubona-ke umakhalekhukhwini wakhe umsolo wesibili watshelwa-ke uSergeant Mohani ukuthi nkathi eboshwa umsolo wesibili umakhalekhukhwini wakhe wathathwa noma-ke waphucwa-ke kukhona yini okutholile noma wakuthola noma ubufakazi obushoyo-ke ukuthi-ke ngempela umakhalekhukhwini wakhe wathathwa? Cha, akukho.
Now, what is the procedure if an item belonging to a suspect is confiscated?
The procedure is the following, my lord. You will seize the item. That's the first part. Insert it. In this instance, we're talking about a cell phone in the forensic bag, which will then be sealed in front of the suspect.
Uma ngabe-ke asithi-ke umuntu usethathelwa-ke lokho okuwokwakhe-ke uma eboshwa-ke lana-ke sikhuluma ngayo umakhalekhukhwini wakhe ngomsolo wesibili uzothathwa-ke ukuthi uyathathwa-ke ufaka kwisikhwama sezobufakazi ekhona-ke ebhekile umsolwa bese leso sikhwama leso siyavalwa.
The details of the cell phone, my lord, will be entered or written in front of the forensic bag. In other words, the make, the cell phone number, pattern or access code, whatever that the police officer has at his disposal in relation to the seized item.
Futhi-ke yonke imininingwane-ke yomakhalekhukhwini loyo cell phone number ukuthi yikuphi uhlobo lwe-cell phone kuzobhalwa-ke lokho kusona-ke leso sikhwama leso sezobufakazi.
It will then, my lord, be entered in the ACP 13 register, that is the ACPS property register, where it will be booked in as an exhibit.
Bese kuzothathwa-ke kubhalwe-ke kule ncwadi-ke esesiphoyiseni-ke ebizwa ngokuthi-ke yi-SAP 13.
Thereafter, my lord, the process that follows is that it will be then obviously booked out for analysis or whatever purpose the exhibit is seized for, my lord.
Emuva kwalokho-ke uma kuzofanele mhlawumbe sikhishwe-ke sikhishelwa-ke ubufakazi ukuthi mhlawumbe khona-ke ziyokwenziwa ziyocwaningwa bese kuyakhishwa-ke kuleyo ncwadi leyo.
There will also be an OB entry, occurrence book entry entered, written that this item, this cell phone was seized. The details of the forensic bag number, ACP-13 number will be written on the occurrence book, as well as the case number, my lord.
Unencwadi-ke egqameke noma-ke incwadi ebizwa ngokuthi-ke i-occurrence book la ekuzobhalwa khona-ke imininingwane-ke ukuthi-ke umakhalekhukhwini uya kuphi-ke loyo.
Yes. If, my lord, the cell phone was seized not as an exhibit, if it's not forming part of the case, then it will be entered on the ACP-22, that is the prisoner's property register.
ACP-22.
Yes.
Uma kuwukuthi ke inhloso noma ke uma umakhalekhukhwini loyo awuthathelanga ngenhloso ke yokuthi kuzoba ke izibithi noma ke kukhona ke okufunwayo kuwona umakhalekhukhwini uzofaka kuloko kubizwa ngokuthi ke i-SAP 22 okubizwa ukuthi ke yiloko kweyibosho noma ke ama-property ama-page ama-eyibosho.
A receipt for this property will be given to the suspect, my lord, because it is property. So as and when it's needed, then it will be released to the suspect, my lord.
Unephepha-ke noma ke i-receipt ke azoyithola-ke yena-ke umsolwa noma lo owumnikazi-ke ukuthi ngaso sonke-ke isikhathi ekufunayo noma ke ekudinga lokho akwazi ukuthi akuthole.
Now, when I followed this information, my lord, on the day in which the accused two was arrested on the 16th of June and detained in Pretoria, my lord, there were no such properties. And in other words, there were no such entries. In the OB, ACP 13, the ACP 22 struggled to find it, but in the OB, which is the occurrence book where all activities are recorded, there was no such entry. But in the ACP 13 as well, it was not booked there as an exhibit, my lord.
Manje-ke uma eboshwa-ke ngazo i-16 kaJuni-ke umsolwa wesibili-ke wase futhi-ke egcina khona-ke la ePitori. Uma ngiya khona-ke lapho kuyincwadi-ke i-occurrence book kanye futhi nayo-ke i-SAP 13 yona-ke i-SAP 22 angiyitholanga-ke kodwa-ke kulezi ezimbili-ke akukho engakuthola mayelana nakho kona lokho.
And in any event, my lord, the way, because later we were able to find the cell phone with Sergeant, I think 100% Lovo, the DPCI team that works with downloadings. If that phone was seized on the 16th of June, it would have had to be booked on the ACP 13 register. So that is how it was supposed to be processed, and there was no such entry on the ACP 13.
Khona-ke umakhalekhukhwini owatholakala-ke naye-ke u-warrant officer Ndlovu we-DPCI uma kuwukuthi-ke lo makhalekhukhwini lowo uthathwe ngalelo langa lokuboshwa kwakhe-ke kwakuzobhalwa-ke kuyona-ke i-SAP 13 kodwa-ke kwakungekho lokho.
Yes, that's
Now, we just wish to refer you to the proceedings of the 15th of April 2024 on page 34 from line 18 during cross-examination by Mr. Ramosepele. If we can just put that on record.
My lord, the proceedings of 15 April 2024 under Advocate Ramosepele, it's line 8, it says, now just to drum up, I'll read it as it is, my lord, as it's written. Now just to drum up on this point in support of accused two's allegation that he will come and tell the court that I was never found in possession of a cell phone during the trial within a trial, Magistrate Cronje testified here, and amongst one of the things that accused two reported to her was that I want to phone my family, I want to phone my kids. If accused two was in possession of a cell phone, he could have done that before he even discovered, before you even discovered that cell phone.
Noma ubufakazi lokho bange-15 ka-April 2024 ku-page 20. Is that page 24? This is 34. Is it the same page?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kufundeka ngale ndlela-ke manje-ke engifuna-ke ukuthi-ke ngisho-ke kuwena-ke ukukhasaka lokho okushiwo noma iy'nsolo zakhe-ke umsolo wesibili ukuthi-ke uzoza-ke azotshelwa le nkantolo ukuthi ayakaze atholakale-ke yena enomakhalekhukhwini nangesikhathi futhi-ke imantshi uCronje ethula ubufakazi bakhe-ke ezinye zezinto azisho ukuthi-ke umsolo wesibili washo kuyena ukuthi-ke wayefisa ukuthi-ke xhumana noma ke angashayela ucingo umndeni wakhe ufuna ke ukuthi ke axhumane nezingane zakhe uma kuwukuthi umsolo wesibili wayenemakhala ekhukhwini ayenawo kuyena ngabe ke wakwenza ke lokho ngaphambilini kokuthi wena ke uthole i-cellphone leyo.
Thank you. Now, in the trial within a trial, you testified about what happened after the accused made a statement before Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu that he appeared at the First Flores Magistrate Court.
Yes, my lord, that he was taken to Phosphorus Magistrate Court on the 19th of June,
Yes.
2020.
Yebo kuqiniswa ukuthi nge-19 zikaJune 2020 umsolo wesibili ke wayobingelela ke imantshi ePhosphorus.
But the matter was not enrolled. That's what I said, my lord.
Kodwa ke ngishilo ukuthi ke icala lelo ke lalingekho ke noma lingekho kwincwadi zenkantolo ke ngalelo langa lelo.
And that he was subsequently that he traveled to Tlhabani.
That is correct, my lord.
Nokuthi ke kwafanele aye eTlhabani kuyiqiniso lokho.
That he to search his room and that ammunition was found and he was charged for that.
Yes, but I was not inside when the search was conducted, my lord. I said I was outside. But yes, ammunition was found and then he was processed accordingly in Tlhabani at the police station, and he made his first appearance on the 22nd of June, the following Monday, 2020.
Kuyiqiniso ke nokuthi kwasekuseshwa ke la ehlala khona ke eTlhabane nokuthi ke kwatholakala khona ke inhlamvu lapho kodwa ngangekho ngaphakathi ke mina ke ngathi ke kuseshwa kutholakala nalezo inhlamvu ke wase ebingelela ke imantshi khona lapho eTlhabane nge-22 zikaJune 2020.
And that was later taken to Dr. Hlokwe
Yes,
for a dental examination.
that is correct, my lord, yes.
Nokuthi ke kamuva ke wasehanjiswa ke esiya ke nalo udokotela uXhokwe.
Do you confirm the evidence that you gave during the trial within the trial
I do confirm
on
this,
this
my lord.
particular point?
Nobufakazi ke ngothulile ke mayelana ke nalo daba ke futhi ke disamile ke kona lokho bufakazi.
Yes. And just to come back to the issue of the cell phone, the record of the 15th of April 2024, page 52, line 19 to 25 is brought to your attention. If you can just put that on record.
My lord, the proceedings of 15 April 2024, page 52, under Mr. Baloyi, it reads as follows.
Yeah,
But-
just before that, if I
Just
may
before.
interrupt you, sorry. There's also page 25 of the record of the 15th of April 2024 from line 11 up to line 18, where Mr. Ramosepeli cross-examines Surgeon Mohani, and maybe if you can start with that.
Yes, my lord. So the proceedings of the same date of 15 April 2024, page 25, and line 11, Advocate Ramosepeli. Now, with respect to the version of accused 2, is that when he was arrested by you and Sergeant Mabena on 16 June in phase 2 Rustenburg, both of you seized a Samsung cell phone J5 and another white phone that belonged to his sister. What do you want to comment? What do you want to comment on that? Yeah, I've seen it, my lord. If I may, then it says intervenes, my lord.
Ubufakazi bange-15 zikaJune 2024 kuyena ke page 25 kufuneka ngale ndlela ke mayelana ke naloku okukhulunywa noma okushiwo yena-ke umsolwa wesibili-ke ukuthi unkathi-ke nimbopha wena-ke kanye naye uSergeant Mabena nge-16 zikaJune phase 2 eRustenburg nomabili-ke nathatha kuyena-ke na umakhalekhukhwini oyi-Samsung i-J5 kanye futhi nomunye-ke owawumhlophe okwakuwo kadadewabo. Yini-ke ongayisho noma-ke ungathini-ke mayelana naloko? Yebo ngikubonile noma ngakubona-ke lokho base khona-ke kuphazamisa okuthize.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not necessary to put you on record the next page. Now, Brigadier Gininda, reference was made to the statement of Mr. Hlophe in these proceedings.
Yes.
Which was not properly commissioned. Was that the only statement that Mr. Hlophe made in these proceedings?
No, it's not, my lord. I think that will be a fourth statement. My recollection in the docket, there are 3 other statements. I was only present when one was taken, and it was not even taken by me, but it was taken by my colleague, but I was present. And at that stage, my lord, I had no knowledge of what the docket contained. But subsequent to me now being appointed as the lead investigating officer, then I realized that there were other statements in the docket. I think there's about 3, and then this particular one was the 4th one, my lord.
Iy'tatimende ezenziwa-ke uyena-ke uHlophe kukhulunywe nestatimende sikaHlophe-ke kulicala kwangasona-ke leso kuphela-ke cabanga ukuthi-ke uma iphelele-ke ziwu-4 leso-ke uma sithathwa-ke ngangikhona-ke kodwa kwamina-ke owayesithatha kodwa-ke uza kwethu kodwa uma ngabe icala-ke selinikezelwa kumina ukuthi kube yimina-ke manje oholayo-ke ithimba eliphenyayo kulicala ila ngabona khona-ke kwidokodo ukuthi kunezinye-ke ey'ntathu iy'tatimende khona.
If not 4, my lord, maximum will be 3. But I know that there are definitely other statements other than the one that was taken in my presence.
Uma ukuthi-ke azikho u-4-ke zingaba ntathu-ke kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi sikhona-ke ezathathwa ngikhona.
Now, this statement that was taken in your presence, when was it taken? When was it taken down?
Yeah, my lord, there is a date. I think it will be before I was appointed as the lead investigating officer in the matter, my lord. 2016, 17, around there.
Lesi esathathwa-ke ngikhona-ke mina kwakungaphambi kokuthi-ke beyimina-ke oholayo-ke ithimba eliphenya licala phakathi-ke kwa-2016 no-2017.
I'll just check the exact date, my lord, while we're proceeding.
Sisaqhubeka-ke ngizobheka-ke i-date ukuthi yiphi.
Can you perhaps just briefly explain the circumstances under which that statement was taken?
Yes, my lord. Around that period, myself, we were about 9 members of the police. I think we were about 4 officers. It was myself, Colonel Ramohala, Lieutenant Colonel Nzenisa, and the late Captain Mabuti, plus I think 5 or 6 other members. We were about 9 or 10, my lord, in total. We were sent by then the head of detectives, General Gomo, Lieutenant General Gomo, to go to the family of the deceased at the time and indicate to them. It seems, my lord, there was a planned visit that was supposed to be made by the head of detectives with then the National Commissioner, General Patlane, acting general, who was the NATCOM, to go and update the family with the progress or the status of the case at that time, my lord.
Okwenzeka-ke lana cabanga ukuthi-ke sasingamaphoyisa-ke ayo-9 noma ayo-10-ke wabalile-ke amagama-ke ubrigadier kodwa-ke sasiyithimba-ke esathunywa-ke noma-ke sacelwa-ke owayehola-ke abaseshi noma-ke abaphenyi ngalelo cala ngaleso sikhathi u-Lieutenant General Mkomo futhi-ke kanye naye-ke owayengumkhomishina wamaphoyisa uGeneral Patlane kwakuwukuthi-ke sihambe-ke siyobona umndeni wakhe umufi futhi-ke siyobatshela-ke ukuthi-ke kwenzekani ngecala.
but also to assist with whatever assistance we can give, my lord. But what is prudent is that I was not appointed as the lead investigating officer at that time. It was prior to the appointment by General Stoller.
Futhi ke nokuthi ke silekeleleke noma kungani ke esasingakwazi ke ukuthi silekelele ngayo, kodwa ke okusemqoka ke futhi ukuthi ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ke ngangingeka okwake ukuthi kube yimina ke ohola ithimba eliphenyayo kwake ngaphambi kokuthi ke ngiqokwe uyena uGeneral Sithole.
My lord, we then arrive at the deceased home, introduce ourselves, and in those interactions, my lord, because I do recall we met the father of the deceased. He was still alive at the time, and the mother, the parents, and the siblings.
Okwenzeka ke sasesifika ke lapho sahlangana nawo ke umndeni wakhe umufike abazali ubaba wayesaphila ngaleso sikhathi nomama kanye futhi ke nengane zakubo.
We communicated the directive we got, my lord, but in that interaction as we were communicating that, it was then brought to our attention that the family does not understand why it is difficult or taking so long for the matter to be resolved, because there seems to be information that was given by Mr. Tumela Madala to the brother-in-law. This is now Mr. Thorpe, that the deceased in this matter was shot by mistake. That's the essence of it. I'm trying to sum up it.
Ngizama ke ukuthi ke ngikufinyezo ke lokho ukuthi ke noma ngenza isifinyezo ke ukuthi ke sisakhulumisana ke nawo ke umndeni khona lapho base bethi bona ke abayizwisise ke le ndaba yokuthi ke kungani ke kuthatha isikhathi ukuthi ke icala leli ke liphothuke ke ngoba ke kwakunalo lwazi ke noma le information eyayikhona ke uMr Madlala ayenayo noma ayindlulisela ke kuyena ke usibali wakhe umufi uHlopheke.
Yes, that even if it's already been put on record, yes.
All right. So now, as I said, my lord, I had no knowledge, in other words, I was not privy to the docket, so I did not know what was already filed in the docket. But when that was brought to us, for me, it was the crucial information that needed to be followed. So we then asked to be introduced to Mr. Thorpe, which was duly done, and that's how we met him, my lord.
Nanjoma ngisho ukuthi kwangasimina ke owayehola ke noma ke ngangakaqokwaka ukuthi kube umholi ke kwithimba eliphenyayo ngathola ke ukuthi ngangazi ukuthi yini esedokotweni ngase ngithi ke information esemqoka noma ebalulekile ke le sacela ke ukuthi asihlanganiswe naye ke uMr Hlophe iyona ke indlela esahlanganiswa ngaye naye.
My lord, upon meeting him, the statement was taken by my colleague, the late Captain Mabuti. He took the statement from Mr. Thorpe, summarizing what I've said, my lord, in essence. Mabuti, Captain Mabuti.
Istatement esathathwa ke kuyena ke Mr. Hlophe sithathwa ke ongasekho ke uza kwethu uCaptain Mabuti.
In the presence of all, the whole team, my lord. So it was the team that moved from the deceased home to meet Mr. Thorpe.
Ithimba lonke leli engibengilibalileke elalikhona ke sase sisuka ke manje la kumndeni ke wakhe umufi saya kuyena uMr. Thorpe.
This was also, my lord, reported to the DIFCOM then at the time to say this is what we've got, and then we asked to follow that up, which was then refuted. There was some resistance at the beginning from Mr. Madlala, I recall, when we tried to interview him, because at that stage, Brigadier Mudise, who is also late, was the IO, so he was not aware who we are. He didn't want to cooperate with us, but basically the essence was to confirm what is being said by Mr. Thorpe, which was refuted, but there was, as I said, there was some mistrust from Mr. Madlala at the time.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke kwakhona ke ungathembiki kwabukhona ke kuyena ke uMr Madlala futhi ke ekuphika ke lokho ke masiya ke na ke lenkulumo le eyayishiwo uyena ke uHlophe nokuthi futhi ngaleso sikhathi ke kwakuse umudise ke kwakuyena owaye ephenya ke icala leli.
My lord, that
This is very crucial. What did Mr. Madlala, what was his reaction to these allegations?
He denied it, my lord. He said he never said it. But like I said, he referred us to the IO to say, I don't know who you are. I know Mr. Midise, speak to him, he says he was getting a lot of threats and all manner of things, but it was clear that he was refusing that he ever said that, my lord.
Lana okwenzeka ukuthi ke yena ke uTumelo Madlala wasethi kithina ke cha ke yena akakaza kusho lokho futhi nokuthi ke sesitshela ukuthi akasazi thina ke wathi ke asiyeke uMudise ngoba kwakuMudise owayephenya icala ngaleso sikhathi nokusho ke ukuthi futhi ke wayethola nje ukusatshiswa ke kakhulu ngaleso sikhathi leso.
My lord, that affidavit was then filed in the docket. It was actually indexed by me at a later stage, of course, because we're in KZN. It was indexed with my handwriting because it's available, because we had to deal with this allegation that there's a missing statement. And I submitted a statement to say the said statement was never misplaced. It was made by Mr. Thope, by Captain Mabut, who also made his statement at the time. He was still alive to confirm that it is him who made that statement in his own handwriting. It was then subsequent at a later stage attached in the docket. It has been there in the docket even after we're then done with that instruction that we received, my lord. And it is still in the docket as we speak today.
Kwakunale nkulumo ke ukuthi ke kwakune statement esasingekho ke kulona ke idokodo kodwa ke ngasho ukuthi I statement noma ke statement leso sasikhona futhi ke naye ke uCaptain Mabuthi wasenza ke esakhe statement esho ukuthi kwakuyena umuntu owabhala leso statement ngoba wayesaphila ke ngaleso sikhathi na kunamanje ke leso statement leso sakhe ke uhlophe siseyingxenye yedokodo.
When we received the docket, my lord, as I said, that was that time, then it was Brigadier Mudis, and then subsequent to us following those few things that the DIVCOM wanted us to follow, I know the matter was then assigned to General Shibiri, and then thereafter General Shibiri, then we came on board. This is now when we were appointed. When I received the docket during the handing over process, that statement was still in the docket, my lord, and as I said, up to today, is still in the docket. But not only that statement, all other statements that were made by Mr. Thope are still in the docket. In fact, if you look at this matter that is before court, my lord, all affidavit disposed from 2014 to date, there's not even a single affidavit that is missing.
Kwakunesikhathi ke la icala leladluliswa ke ngoba kwakunesikhathi la khona kwaku General Shibiri kwase kusidlulisela kithina ke istatement leso sika Hlophe sikhona kanye futhi nezinye kanye nazo ezinye istatement lezi ezaziwe zenziwe uyena uHlophe zazikhona ke futhi sisekhona ke zonke istatement nje ezenziwe kulona lecala leli ngisho nezika 2014 zisekhona.
Now my lord, later obviously when I had now the privilege now to analyze the docket as the lead investigating officer, that's when I realized that there was a similar statement made by Mr. Thope right at the beginning to the investigation team. I think the date is around 2015 or so, which didn't yield any results because it was refuted as well by Mr. Tumelo. It's early as 2015, and then I think because of the changing of hands by investigators, whenever the families, this is my assumption, my lord, will go to introduce themselves as a protocol to the family, I think this issue will be raised, and then I think that's that led, because if you look at his statement, it's basically saying the same thing, but it was dealt with as early as 2015 by the first investigation team with no results, my lord. Fast tracking to where I got involved, same thing, it was refuted. When I was now officially appointed as the lead investigating officer, I revisited the same issue with Mr. Madlala. He still refuted it, my lord, when I was now the investigating officer.
Cabanga ukuthi ke ngenxa yokuthi ke idokodo leli belishintsha ke izandla noma ke kube yilaba bese ngena abanye bekuthi ke uma kungena ke elinye ithimba lizophenya belihamba ke liyobona ke umndeni liyozethula ke umndeni wenze ke into eyodwa ke futhi naye ke uHlophe futhi afake ke istatement kodwa ke istatement lesi ke noma ke inkulumo lena inkulumo eyaphikwa ke kwawuyena uTumelo Madlala kwango 2015 uma ngabe eqala ke noma ke kuthimba lokuqala elaliphenya ila asho khona ke uTumelo ukuthi akakaze akusho yena lokho.
I can also explain, my lord, to indicate that when after I was appointed as the lead investigating officer, and AfriForum came on board as the watching brief for the family, this is one of the aspects that we explain to them, that the assertion or the belief that there is a missing statement, it's not correct. The statement has been in the docket, it is still available, and it was followed up with without, because it's a hearsay. The only person who could have confirmed it it's Mr. Madlala who then refuted that he ever said that, my lord.
Okunye futhi ke sisa ke ukuthi ke ngikusho ke ukuthi ke neAfriforum yezake kithina ke eyayikhona ke ukuthi ke izoba yiso ke lomndeni noma izobhekela umndeni besho ke ngalesi statement esasingekho esabatshela ke ukuthi cha lokho akusona ke iqiniso istatement esikhona futhi ke naye ke uTumelo Madlala ke uyakuphika lokho.
Now, Brigadier Ginina, do you know if this statement was disclosed to the defense with the rest of the contents of the docket?
Yes, because we made copies, my lord, copies of the entire docket. When I was asked to assist with the copies, we actually made copies of all statements that were available to us, my lord.
Ingabe uyazini ke ukuthi le statement noma le statement lesike sanikezwa ke abameli yebo ngoba ke senza ke ama copy azo zonke istatement ke lona idokodo.
But if there's any misunderstanding in that regard, my lord, like I said, it's still available in the docket.
Kodwa ke uma kuukuthi khona ke la ekungazwana khona ke mala nalolo daba lolo nanjoma ngishilo ke ukuthi sekhona ke lona idokodo.
And then finally, Brigadier Gininda, you've amassed all the evidence. What happened thereafter?
After our thorough investigation, my lord, the docket was then taken to the DPP in North Gauteng in Church Street with a memorandum summarizing all the investigation that has been done, evidence collected. I think that was in the early October of 2020. Then I do know that towards, I think the 23rd or so, my lord, no, before the 23rd, I think around between 20 and 23rd, an indictment, a decision was taken by DPP that these 5 accused should then be arraigned. Then on the 23rd of October 2020, I then applied for the warrant of arrest for these accused in Boksburg Magistrate Court, which were authorized. They were then
Just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Just a moment. Applied for warrant on the 23rd of October,
Yes.
2020.
Yes.
Just a moment, my lord. Usuqedileke noma ke usuhlanganisile bonke ke ubufakazi ke Brigadier Gininda kwase kwenzekani ke okwenzeka kwakungo October ka2020 noma ke ngaphambi nje kwe23 kwathathwa ke isinqumo sithathwa yiyona ke iDPP ke ibona ke ababongameleke noma ke ekuyibona ke abaphethe ke ezokushushisa ke kwase kuthi ke ngazo i23 zika October 2020 ila engenza khona ke isicelo sokuthi ke ngibopheke lokubizwa ngokuthi phecelezi ke warrant of arrest ukuthi bopheke abasola.
Yes. My lord, if I can just go back, I'll come back to this issue. The date that the statement of Mr. Thorpe was taken by Captain Mabuti, I just found it because I was perusing the docket while we were proceeding, is 27 October 2016. That is according to Captain Mabuti's statement and the statement of Mr. Thorpe.
Ngibuyele nje umuva kancane ngaphambi kokuthi ngiqhubekeke lana because bengiphenya ke lana ngase ngibona ke idate uCaptain Mabuti awathatha ngayo ke istatement sakhe ke uMr. Thorpe babuyi 27 ka October 2016.
Thereafter, my lord, the court can just bear with me. Thereafter, my lord, on the 26th of October, the warrants were executed. In other words, the processing was then done. 26th of October 2020.
Basekuthi ke ngazo i26 zika October u2020 ila khona manje ke asekhishwa ke manje ama warrants noma ke incwadi lezi ke eyishoyo ukuthi ke ababoshwe.
Yes, and the warrants were also executed on the 26th as well of October 2020.
Futhi ke kwakungazo i26 zika October 2020 uma lezo incwadi ke phecelezi ke ama warrants ekhishwa
executed.
It's correct ukuthi ngamanye amagama beboshwa ke.
Yes. And then the first appearance then by the 5 accused, my lord, at the lower court was on the 27th of October 2020, my lord.
Bese ukuthi ke uma bebingelela ke imantshi okokuqala ke noma ke ihlandlo lokuqala ke abasolwa ke kwakungazo i27 zika October. Ngiwona unyaka ka2020.
Thank you. And earlier on in your evidence, you mentioned the first date on which the docket was taken to the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions?
Yes,
Can you just-
it's 29 January 2020, my lord. 2020.
Ushilo ke ngaphambilini usuku namelanga lokuqala ke noma idate yokuqala ke uma ngabe idokotela selithatha ke manje kusiwa ke kuma office abashushisi yebo kwakungeyi 29 zika January 2020.
But the context, my lord, is that it was the first time it was taken to the DPP in Church Street. Prior to that, the matter was sitting in Johannesburg DPP, so it was there numerous times. But after the directive was taken that it must be dealt with by the North Gauteng DPP, it was then taken on that day, 29 January 2020, for the first time, my lord.
Kodwa ke ngaphambilini kwalokho ke kali semahhovisi ke labo abashushisayo ke kodwa ke eGoli noma ke eJohannesburg kodwa ke uma sekuthathwa ke manje isinqumo ke sokuthi ke cha alethwe khona la eChurch Street amahhovisi alabo abashushisayo ke khona la eChurch Street ePitori lalethwa ke ngalelanga lange 29 ka January 2020.
And between that date, 29 January 2020 and 23 October 2020, what was happening?
It was a guided, as I said, there was interaction between the procedural guided investigation, if I can just put it that way, my lord.
Manje ke phakathi kwaleso sikhathi ke 29 January 2020 ne23 October 2020 kwakwenzekani ke engasho ke noma okwakwenzeka ukuthi ke ila esasiholwa khona ke noma ke uphenyo ke lalu holwa khona ke ilabo aba noma ihhovisi labo abashushisayo.
And I said the advocates that were involved, my lord, was Advocate Baloyi, Advocate Leonard, and Advocate Mahwata. Those were the state advocates who were assisting in the matter.
Ama advocate noma abashushisi ke ababelekelela ke ngaleso sikhathi uadvocate Baloyi, uadvocate Leonard kanye no advocate Mahwata.
If you say it was prosecution guided investigation, can you just explain?
What I mean, my lord, you will collect, when you get a lead, you will share with the prosecution in terms of, you'll share, you communicate and you get guidance, you discuss, you get guidance as to what is it that you have and that you should pursue. So there was an interaction between the police and the NPA right up to the time when the matter was then ready for court.
Engikushoyo ke ukuthi ke kwakuwuphenyo ke laluholwa ke ilabo abashushiswa ukuthi ke uma kwakukhona ke okutholakalayo noma sikutholayo ke somaphoyisa wawuzodingida ke noma ke ukudluliseke kubona ke abashushisa labo abashushisayo base bekutshela ke ukuthi ke awenzeni ke noma yini abayifunayo.
Is there anything else, Brigadier, that you wish to place on record?
Yes, it's two things, my lord. The first part is with regard to Dr. Mbatana. I've confirmed through my warrant of Samukwena that he actually sent me the electronic copy of his death certificate. So he passed on the 11th of April 2023. Yeah, April 2023. And he passed on at Helen Joseph Hospital, and the reason cited there is natural
Yes,
causes.
you don't need
I
to
don't
put
know.
those details, yes.
Ngokukhulumisana naye ke warrant officer Mukwena ungitshelile ke futhi ke ungithumele ke nobufakazi ke ukuthi kwange-11 ka April 2023 udokotela uMbatsane uma eshona futhi eshonela kusona ke isibedlele iHelen Joseph.
The second aspect, my lord, I had an opportunity to peruse the document that I received from the government hospital, and the court was correct. It's Tela Mohorwane Hospital. Tela Mohorwane Hospital. Yes.
Futhi ke ngibhekile ke inkantolo ke ibishilo ke leligama futhi ke bikhuluma iqiniso ke ukuthi ke isibedlele leso ke iThera Mohorwane.
Just as a matter of interest, I attended the naming because I defended 1982. I defended Tera Mokharane, Buthelezis, and others, and they were sentenced to death in this court, charged with treason, etc., etc. And thereafter, after the changeover, his uncle, he was also an ANC operative, was appointed a major general, and then they decided to name that hospital after Terra. And I was there. Tello, it's Tello.
Yes,
Mokwerane.
Tela. Correct.
That's
Yes,
it.
my lord.
Okay, it's just useless history.
Thank you. Anything else you wish to
No,
present?
it's just those two aspects.
Akukho bekuyilezo nje embili bengifisa ukuthi ngizisho.
Yeah.
And maybe just finally, we wish to draw your attention to the proceedings of the 14th of June 2024, page 22, the cross-examination of Ms. Fillingham by Mr. Ramosepil on page, line 11 on page 22, and up to line 22, if you can just place that on record.
So, my lord, it reads as follows: the proceedings of 14 June 2024, line 11, under Mr. Ramosepil, we admit the communication, my lord, in terms of section 220 of the Criminal Procedure Act, the communication between 0690 16890 and 072619 1698, and we place it on record, my lord, that, my lord, we acknowledge that the number 0726191698 belongs to the ex-girlfriend of accused 2, and we also admit the SMS communication between the two numbers, my lord, as per the exhibit DD5 open bracket D1 close brackets.
Ngezo i-14 zikaJune 2024 ngathi ke kuyena ke uMs Pinky Fillingham ethula ke ubufakazi enkantolo uMr Ramosepil washo lokhu okulandelayo ke siyavuma ke inkosi enkantolo ukuthi ke ngaphansi kwakhe ke usection 220 wawo ke umthetho ukuthi ke ukuxhumana phakathi kuka 0609016890 kanye no 0726191698 siyavuma ke noma siyakusho ke lokho la enkantolo futhi sivuma ke ukuthi inamba u0726191698 inamba yakhe ke loyo owayethandana naye ke umsolwa wesibili. Siyavuma ke nokuthi ke ukuxhumana nge-SMS phakathi kwalama namba amabili ke noma siyavuma ukuxhumana kwalama namba amabili ke nanjengoba izibithi ke uDD5 D1 esho.
So there's just this last part that we also request you to place on record. These are the proceedings of the 21st of June 2024, page 11. If you can place on record the highlighted portion from line 10.
Yes, indeed, my lord. So the proceedings for 21 June 2014 from line 10 is from Ms. Fillingham. To whom it may concern, I hereby confirm that the firm Mjiako Mphaleni Attorneys Incorporate with practice number F18209 is registered as a firm of attorneys on the roll of Gauteng Provincial Office of the Legal Practice Council. The firm details are recorded as follows: Mjiako Mphaleni Attorneys INC, with the postal address being P.O. Box 32923 Braamfontein 2017, physical address number 10B Street, Melvin, Johannesburg, 2092. There's a telephone number, my lord, listed there.
Yes, sir.
Ngifuna nje uqinisekisa ke ukuthi ke ifirm noma ke inkampani ke yakwamjiyako umphaleli attorneys futhi ke ene practice number F18209 ibhalisiwe ke njenge firm noma inkampani ke yabameli kuhla ke kwabameli le Gauteng Provincial Office ye Legal Practice Council nemininingwane ke yaleyo nkampani ibhaliwe ke njengamjiyako umphaleli attorneys kanye futhi ke nekheli eliku-PO Box 32923 eBramfontein 2017 kanye futhi ke i-physical address number 10 8th Street eMelville eJohannesburg 2092.
Should I place the
There's the telephone number.
Should I place it on record? All right. So the number, my lord, the cell phone number reads as follows: 079-039-7605.
Le number ke ile elandelayo 079-039-7605.
Correct.
And just finally, the proceedings of the 21st of June 2024, page 12, line 21 to 25, just there under Dr. Sibanda.
So, my lord, the proceedings for the same date, 21 June 2024, line 21 under Dr. Sibanda, Mr. Sibanda rather, as it's written here, my lord, but I suppose it's a good doctor. And then now let us refer to exhibit DD5 bracket E, the third paragraph, my lord. The please call me. Does the number appearing on exhibit MM correlates with please call me on exhibit DDE, subsection 3? And then the response by Ms. Vertellingham is yes, that is correct. The numbers are there. I don't have the continuation, my lord. I don't have the next page, which is a continuation of this. So the numbers, then it says, my lord, in page 13, line 3, under Ms. Vertellingham, it is 079-039-7605. Then on line 15, my lord, of the same proceedings of the 21 June 2024 under Mr. Sibanda, thank you. And can you count on exhibit DDE how many please call me were sent? Ms. Vertellingham, there were 3 please call me.
Lana kufaka zibange 21 June 2024 page 12 line 21 yofika ke line 25 ngaphansi kwakhe ke noma eceleni kwakhe uMr Sibanda. Manje ke uma ke ungasi bhekisa ke ku-exhibit u-DD5E kuno please call me, ingabe ke inamba leyo evele lapho ku-exhibit MM iyahambelana yini no please call me oku-exhibit DD5E? Yebo kunjalo. Inamba lezo ke inamba eyodwa noma ke inamba ziyafana. Enzansi ke Mr Sibanda, siyabonga ungasibalela ke kuyena ke u-exhibit DD5 ukuthi bangaki ke please call me abathunyelwa kwakuwo please call me abathathu.
And just for the record, towards the accused number 2's tenure of record at the time.
Mr. Mjiako, my lord. Advocate Mjiako now, my lord.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke kwakuwubani ummeli wakhe ke umsolo wesithathu? Kwaku Mr Mjiako advocate Mjiako njengamanje.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Yes, Mr. Ramsepedi, any cross-examination?
As the court pleases, my lord, as we discussed in chambers earlier this morning, I had indicated that because of the indisposition of Mr. Mgomezulu, I won't be ready to cross-examine today. And further, my Lord, I have requested certain statements from my colleague. I will give them the statements again, my Lord. I had done it previously with an email that are vital for my cross-examination of the current witness. Further, my Lord, over the weekend I've been going through the voluminous transcripts to remind myself of the other evidence and cross-examination both by myself and my learned colleagues, as well as the evidence in chief of all the witnesses, beginning with Ms. Zandile Kumar. As a result, my Lord, I've already also said I wouldn't want this case to be delayed for too long. Therefore, in the light of that, my Lord, I'm looking at starting my cross-examination on Thursday, the 7th of November 2024. And my Lord, with my colleagues, we are busy making contingency plans to recoup the lost days after the recess period, which I think begins on the 6th of October. We haven't finalized that to sit for a week immediately after the recess period, my Lord, to recover lost time. So I can tell the court now that I'll be ready to proceed on Thursday, the 11th of November 2024, as the court proceeds.
Why Thursday?
Like I say, my Lord, preparation, and it's intensive preparation, my Lord.
Yes, the state.
That's a good place, my Lord. We're in the hands of the defense, my Lord. If they are not ready to commence, we will be guided by their state of readiness, my Lord.
Yes, Mr. Nisi.
For no objection
To what?
to the submissions by my colleague, Mr. Ramusipili.
That you should start cross-examination on the 7th. In the meantime, you'll be preparing.
On Thursday, to be specific.
That will be the 7th.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Ngomalo?
My Lord, I'll ask the court to accede to the request. I'll ask the court to accede to the request by my colleague to start on Thursday, the 7th of November. Thank you.
Ms. Mchololo?
I also confirm that the defense asked for the opportunity to go and prepare for cross-examination.
And now, if I accede to that, Mr. Mgomezulu, when is he going to start his cross-examination?
My Lord, in light of the discussion in chambers, we had indicated that it will start with me, then proceed with Mr. Munisi.
Yeah, fine. I appreciate that.
Ngumalo, then Advocate Mshololo, then Mr. Mgomezulu will come in last, my Lord.
No, but meaning, is he going to be preparing for the cross-examination, or is just going to be incapacitated as he is?
What he told the court in chambers, my Lord, I think we'll stick by that.
So can I take it for granted that it will be sequential? You do the cross-examination,
Yes.
followed by Mr. Mnisi,
Yes.
Ngomalo, and Mshololo, and thereafter,
Yes,
Mr.
we'll see.
Mgomezulu. Not that Mr. Mgomezulu is going to tell us, I nami ngifuna ukuba prepare. I'm not ready. Are you with me?
I get
Because the
the
JP is here. I saw him around here. Come to check on us.
Yes, my Lord. I do get the court's concern, but Mr. Mgomezulu, even in his indisposed state, he says he was watching the live proceedings of during his period of absence last week. So we assume that he'll also do the same and be, if he's fit and healthy, my Lord, to resume cross-examination after the rest of us, my Lord.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Imbuso uqedile-ke manje ngaye ubrigadier bese kufanele manje besikhathi-ke sabameli ukuthi baqale-ke nanje basazile ukuthi akekho ubaba Mgomezulu ngoba engaphathekile kahle uyasho-ke Mr. Ramusipili ukuthi cha manje-ke uyacela inkantolo imnikeze noma imphe isikhathi-ke ngenxa yokuthi-ke kunobufakazi-ke obuningi-ke ekusafanele ahlale-ke ayobheka ayilungiselele usezokulungela-ke ukuthi angaqala ukuze ufakazi lona-ke ngemibuzo ngeyi-7 kuyona-ke le nyanga eyi-7 zizobe zingolwesine.
Okay, yeah, to be fair, you know, this has been a long trial. There's volumes and volumes of evidence. Mr. Baloi, about how many pages have we traversed from last year, June, of evidence? About?
Yes, we started, I think, in July of last year.
Yeah, July, yeah.
Yes, from that period.
About how many hundreds or thousands of pages?
It's quite several volumes, my lord. It's the record is quite voluminous, my lord.
About how many pages? Who knows? Mr. Ramsepi, you say you were reading over the weekend. How many pages?
My lord, my estimation will be in the early 10,000s.
I never. 10,000?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Never. It's more than that.
More than that. Yeah.
10,000?
That's a conservative estimation.
Yeah, okay, I think it's fair to grant the defense an opportunity to recapitulate over the whole evidence in order for them to be in a position to cross-examine gainfully. Okay. So for those reasons, then, on the 7th, we start with Mr. Ramsepi on the cross-examination.
Inkantolo ayinankinga-ke nesicelo leso sabameli, so icala-ke lizohlehliswa-ke kuzobe ngolwesine ngazo iyi-7 kuyona-ke le nyanga unikeza abameli isikhathi sokuthi bayilungiselele.
Dr. Sibanda estimates the record to run to about 40,000
Yeah,
pages.
it sounds like that, unless you are not used to reading. 40,000, about, it must be there. Yeah, okay, Brigadier, are you available? You said until the...
Well, I was available until the end of the week. So Thursday I'm available, and then as well as Friday. But Monday, Tuesday, I'm not available, man. So that process then starts all the way up to 25. But Thursday and Friday, for the purpose of the request, I will be here, man.
Okay. All right, fine. Okay. Sorry about that.
Hlangana-ke ngolwesine ngazo iyi-7.
Okay, Thursday.